This is the story of emancipation, narrated by Elder Aiyegoro Ome.
I often wonder how much in Trinidad and Tobago do we really know about slave rebellions or maroon communities. We hear about them in the rest of the Caribbean, but not much in Trinidad. Rebel enslaved Africans or maroons ran away from the estates and settled here in Trinidad in places like Mayo. Yoruba people settled in Gasparillo. Before the 20th century, African Muslims who were Hausa lived at Guarakarit, at a place that we now call Hausa Road, but it is spelled Houssa, and also at Mayo. In 1822, it's disputed whether it is 1822 or 1832, Africans on the Plain Palais estate at Pointe-à-Pierre set the estate there on fire and retreated to the forested areas of Caratal and Gasparillo to escape being shot by the militia. Now, this Pointe-à-Pierre that I'm speaking of contains the now closed Petrotrin refinery. It was once a sugar estate called Plain Palais. C.R. Otley uses the date 1822, and he says that a slave rebellion broke out on the Plain Palais estate. The enslaved people rebelled against the harsh working conditions under the pretense of demanding 3 days holidays in the week. 3 of the leaders had their heads cut off with an axe in Woodford Square. Their heads were exposed in the square and their bodies hung in chains on the various estates where the societies existed. It took 4 years to crush the remnants of the rebellion. Now, J.D. Elder, on the other hand, claims that the revolt took place in 1832. And according to the Sunday Express of January 29, 2012, J.D. Elder claimed that the slaves working on the Plain Palais estate had approached the manager, inquiring from him when they could be freed, because there was talk about emancipation. Angered by his refusal to give them an assurance of freedom, they set the estate on fire. Many died in the raging flames and others were shot when the militia appeared on the scene to restore order. Those that escaped went to Gasparillo and Caratal, but emerged later from their hiding places and became coal burners. There was a newspaper called the Nairaland Forum, which had an interesting story told by one Sylvan Fraser when she was in her 80s. She was a descendant of the Hausa Fulani tribe of Nigeria, and one of the few remaining descendants of that tribe then living in Trinidad. She said that after her emancipation, her ancestors left Forest Park Sugar Estate, where they were enslaved, and moved to Guarakarit, a green valley on the outskirts of Mayo. Fraser said she was born at Mamoral in central Trinidad, but considers Guarakarit her home village. She grew up with her grandmother, whom she knew as Mama, and her father was Son Son. Mama died, she said, just when she met 100 years and was buried somewhere in Mayo, where they used to bury slaves. Her great-grandparents were among those who worked on the Plain Palais estate at Pointe-à-Pierre, when in 1832, if this is the correct year, they had joined others to set the estate on fire and retreated to the woody areas of Caratal and Gasparillo to escape being shot by the militia. Scores of Africans belonging to the Hausa, Fulani, and Yoruba tribes came to Caratal, and they were all coal burners. Caratal at the time was an impenetrable forest with carrot trees growing wild. Now you know the carrot tree is a wide palm with large leaves that were eventually brought into use for covering houses. In 2006, the Southern Emancipation Committee had a wreath-laying ceremony at the Marabella roundabout in observance of the Plain Palais Rebellion. In 2007, they were back again at the Point Forte roundabout to commemorate the massacre of the slaves on this site. We need to remember Plain Palais, and we need to look at Gasparillo from a different point of view. We'll talk again on another occasion.